Within the Inventory Files menu, you can set up and maintain your rental items and merchandise, as well as your groups, rate tables, and other inventory-related files. The Group file allows you to set up records that represent major groupings of your rental and merchandise items, such as air and equipment tools, earth augers, and canopies. This file is used extensively for reporting purposes. The Rental Rate Table file allows you to further divide groups of equipment into rental items that are similar and have the same rental rate. By setting up rental rate codes, you have the ability to define many attributes of your rental items without having to set these attributes within each rental item. You can assign a default description, a posting code which will determine how revenue for the items within this rental rate group are posted, a fuel type and fuel capacity, and an interval for additional hourly, mileage, or wear charges. You also have the ability to set a default retail price and a flat deposit amount or a multiplier based on the estimated rental charges on a contract, reservation, or quote. Here you can also determine by default whether or not the rental or sale revenue generated is taxable, and whether or not a damage waiver should be applied to the rental of these items. You also have the ability to define the rental rate structure for the items associated with this rate table. FocalPoint software allows you to set up 2 minimum charges, daily, weekly, and monthly charges, charges for overnight rentals, and charges for Saturday to Monday and Friday to Monday rentals. You can also default a cleaning charge and specify additional interval charges for the times when your customer has overused the item by putting on more than, for example, 8 hours on an hour meter over a 24-hour period. You may also set up custom rates based on the day of the week or number of days. Within these custom rates, you may also charge interval charges and set a custom message to print below the item to explain the rates to your customers on your order. Once these tables are set up, you simply assign the rate table to the appropriate items, and you no longer have to worry about setting all of these attributes for each item. The rental file holds all of your rental fleet, both serialized and non-serialized. Within this file, you specify the group and rate table that the item belongs to. By doing this, most of the parameters will already be defaulted for you, but you have the ability to change them as needed. You also have the ability to include a picture of the item, either given to you by the manufacturer or taken by you with a digital camera. From within the Additional Information tab, you can assign individual attributes to an item like make, model, and serial number. The fact sheet allows you to associate additional documents that will print when a contract for this item prints, such as operating instructions, assembly instructions, or material safety data sheets. This screen also shows you critical rental history information, such as year-to-date and life-to-date rental amounts, number of times rented, repair amounts, and return on investment. Other information in a rental item record include life-to-date rental history, life-to-date purchase history, all maintenance records for this item, and the rate table fields. There are 4 message files that allow you to customize screen or document message for individual rental items, items with the same rate code, groups of items, or messages for merchandise. Within each of these files, you select the appropriate item, rate code, or group. Then you select the message type, either contract or screen. You can then enter up to 8 lines of messages with 75 characters per line that will either show on the screen when an item is selected for a contract or sales invoice, or on the document immediately below the item if it is a contract message. The posting code file allows you to customize FocalPoint to track your revenue as broadly or specifically as you would like it to. For example, if you want all of your rental activity to be tracked as rental revenue, you would set up a posting code for rental revenue and assign this posting code to each of your rate tables or individual items. If, however, you wanted to track your air compressor revenue separately, you could set up a posting code for air compressors and assign this posting code to your rate tables and individual items that are air compressor related. Your revenue reports and exporting functions will follow the rules you set up, allowing you to focus on your day-to-day activities and let FocalPoint gather and sort your revenue information for you. There is a kit file where you set up required or non-required related items that allow you to quickly create contracts and not miss out on rental or sales opportunities. Setting up kits is easy and the rewards are countless. Simply click the Add New Kit button and enter your rate table for your primary item. Your primary item can either be rental or merchandise. You can either use kit pricing, where all of the items in this kit will rent for one rate, or you can rent or sell each item for their current rates. After this, click on the Add New Detail Line button for as many items as you wish to associate with the primary item. Select the appropriate rate table or manufacturer and part that you wish to add, then decide how many of these, by default, you want to be prompted for when adding the primary item to the contract. You can also decide if you'd like to charge for the item, whether or not the item should print on the order, and whether or not it is required. With non-required items, you will be prompted on the contract if you want to include them or not, which is great for items which may or may not be needed, and is also a good tool for remembering to ask for the extra sale or rental to create additional revenue for your store. If the item is required, it will be forced onto the contract, but you will still have the option to control the quantity entered onto the contract. Finally, there are custom attachments or addendums that you may set up and optionally choose to print while creating an order. These custom attachments are convenient for damage waiver explanations, rain day addendums, and other custom documents to help convey your policies to your customers. There are many more features within the inventory files, and new functionality is being added all the time based on customer feedback and changing industry needs. The inventory functions available in FocalPoint software give you the ultimate tool to allow you to keep track of your entire inventory and measure its performance.